Everyone, welcome to WNFC Dugout Diaries. This is a brand new format for this show. We are doing it virtually this time around.
Started every game with a bag full of dreams. On the WNFC turf, we sow the seams. Fans wild cheering from behind the team schemes. Loud like the subway, cutting through routines.
We've got an important guest in the house tonight, and his name is Gift. Gift runs a very active TikTok channel on football. I'll let him talk about that for a second. Gift, I want to say what your TikTok page is all about.
Okay, good day. I'm a football analyst and it's all over my TikTok and my other social media like Facebook and Instagram. So
What's your TikTok handle?
Infinity Gift.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So on tonight's show, we want to talk about the Champions League, the quarterfinals, and look ahead to the semi-finals. But before that, let's talk about the game that just concluded a moment ago. Chelsea, Arsenal. Chelsea, Man City. Arsenal. Why did I say Arsenal? Chelsea, Man City. Aubrey, you don't look too happy.
Chelsea, Man United.
Chelsea, Man United. You don't look too happy, Aubrey.
Well, I've always been saying in the past about the current Chelsea side, the coach, the owners, everybody that's handling any sort of administrative position in Chelsea. I think they're all out of their depth. I've been very consistent about this, and if you look at the game, if you actually watch the game. Like there was no clear tactical pattern to the game. It was just because when this Liam Rosini, I think his first few matches, there was a way he was building up where he has like two holding midfielders, and then he has one like midfielder in the pocket, like they have space receiving the ball, which was frequently Cole Palmer. And but the last couple of games, I don't know, to this either Enzo Fernandez or Cole Palmer are supposed to stay high up in the half pocket to get the ball on the half turn and then find their attackers. But for whatever reason, now we have these two men dropping in. There's nobody in the half pocket, which makes the build up of Chelsea very, very predictable. You can't even play through an average team with that sort of predict. Like it's just side passes going to the keeper, side passes going to the keeper, and then when it eventually gets to the so-called attackers, they actually run it out of play. Look at Garnacho. Look at Garnacho. He's in a position to actually take on his man and either play in the cross or take a shot. He can't even. I don't know what's going on. I don't actually understand the players, what the players are thinking. If they don't believe in the manager, if they don't even believe in the like the team anymore, because you know like everyone is pointing fingers. Pedro Neto will make a mistake, throw his hands up. Cole Palmer will shoot into the 5-meter man, throw his hands up. So like everyone is trying to blame the other player. And when it gets to a point that all of them are shit, like all of them are making mistakes, then you can't help but just look away. Because what they played today against an average Man United team is just ridiculous.
Anyway, Gift, right? So Chelsea have gone 4 games without. So they've lost 4 games consecutively, and they haven't even scored a goal. Do you think
that is what I'm saying?
Exactly. So do you think that this manager should be sacked this season, or should he just see out the rest of the season? Like the rest of the games.
Well, first things first, I'm still wondering why Maresca was sacked. Up till now, I'm trying to find out the reason why they sacked Maresca. Because this guy was being consistent, even though he had his problems, he had his issues, but there was no reason sacking him at the beginning of the year. And now you're bringing in somebody who is just starting his career as a coach. He was doing well at Augsburg or yeah. But
Strasbourg.
Strasbourg, yeah, they brought him here, and then he tried to, make things right in his first 4 matches or something. But right now, I think Chelsea players are no longer good enough. Cole Palmer, the once strong and all sorts of good things coming out from Cole Palmer. Right now, we don't see that again. I feel now Cole Palmer is overrated as it stands because Kopama used to be that guy in that, was it last season or last 2 seasons? He used to be that guy. Chelsea look upon, Chelsea call upon anytime something wants to happen. But right now, I don't see that. They were using injuries as excuses. But right now, Kopama has been fit for the past few matches, and yet nothing is happening. Ganacho, on his own part, we all know Ganacho is not a starter. I think Estaval this night had an injury, and um, unfortunately, he was chunked out to bring in Ganacho, who they usually rely on towards the end to do something. But I feel this Chelsea team, even though we know that Reece James is a defender, but there's this spark Reece James brings to this team that we have not been seeing since.
Yeah.
I honestly think that if you watch this game tonight, you see that both teams were just playing rubbish. It was not
To
as
be
if
fair,
Man United were better. Both of them
to
were
be
just
fair,
there.
yeah, to be fair, Man United had lost to Leeds,
Yes.
so they had to like get a result tonight. And they were playing on a Chelsea ground where they hadn't won. I think they have not won there in what, in 5 years or so. I don't remember though, but yeah,
I think the last game that United won at Stamford Bridge was, I can't get the year clear exactly, but it was Anthony Martial and Maguire that scored in that game. I think it was a 2-0 win. And it should be 5 years ago or so. Yeah, within
thereabout.
that range.
Man
Hey,
U
Aubrey,
lost this and they had a point to prove in this match. Chelsea, on the other hand, they've not won in 4 matches, like you said. So they also
exactly.
have the points to prove. So and they are playing at home. They were playing at
Playing at
home.
home.
I
Yeah, that's
expected
a
them
fair
to do
point.
better than
No,
that.
Chelsea, when you say Chelsea haven't scored in 4 matches, is it 4 Premier League matches?
Yeah, so I'm talking about the Premier League now,
Okay.
directly. Okay, Aubrey, let me ask you this, right? So do you think that Chelsea would qualify for Europe at all next season? I mean, and by Europe, I'm including the Conference League as well, because I don't think Chelsea can make that
You
the way
know,
things are going.
yeah, every time I speak about Chelsea as a Chelsea fan. And it's not like I don't speak from that passive point of view as a football lover. I speak as a Chelsea fan. And, that sentiment, that aura of sentiment would surely like playing because I'm speaking from a personal point of view. It will even be very detrimental. Looking at what happened last season, we went out and we won the club World Cup. Hmm? What did the board do? What was their reaction? They went out and signed Gittens, sign Garnacho. It was an abysmal uh,
Do
transfer business from the board. So I think it even makes more sense for these guys not to even go to Champions League. Because if Chelsea qualify for Champions League, the board will certainly go and sign the next batch of young players to experiment on. At the end
yeah.
of the day, next season we have the torrid time of playing in the Champions League, maybe just navigating through the league phase, going out on the run of 16, and then we are back here. Players tired. These players are tired. So it's better we don't even go to Europe. Let's put our house in order. Yeah, let's not qualify because we are not going to do anything there. So let's take the Man United route. Let's not play Europe. Let's
Go back and
focus on the
rebuild, yeah?
Premier League. Maybe we can maybe get to this in Carling Cup or FA Cup final and maybe luckily win it. But let's build because right now I don't think Chelsea we have the squad that can deal with Champions League football. And from what these owners have shown me, they have shown me that I can't trust them to make marquee signings. To me, I don't even want them to even go to Europe. Not even like I don't want that Conference League stuff.
Yeah.
Let's stay
Okay.
back from all European competition. let's do it one game a season next next year at least.
On the
Give what's your
contrary,
take on that?
I think Chelsea did a lot of good businesses last summer.
No,
Chelsea
we did
signed
not.
Chelsea signed about 10 to 12 players.
We signed, but we did not do any good business.
What are you looking for? When you signed 10 to 12 players.
Mm.
What's
To
the
be fair,
quality of those 10 to 12 players?
Gittens was doing well at Dortmund, Borussia Dortmund last season. So he came to Chelsea and
Mm.
no, okay, are you trying to say that Estevao, who was not really known, playing out in Brazil,
Okay.
was
Let
was,
me
was
let me
better
let me react to that. Let me react to
than
that. As
Gittens, who was
yeah.
playing?
So when you talk about Gittens did, like, when you say play well in Borussia Dortmund, there has been handful of players that have played at a very high level at Borussia Dortmund, and then you go out and sign them, and then they come back and their levels drop. Talking about like the Jordan Sanchos of this world, but Gittens did not even get to that level. Gittens was a potential. He just showed glimpses. He wasn't even consistent at Dortmund. He showed glimpses of his potential, and Chelsea go spend over £60 million on him. Then Garnacho, another potential. No consistent level of performances, just here and there. And then Chelsea, we dropped another 45 million this in pounds on his head. Estevao is out there. It's just a 16, 17-year-old boy in Brazil. It's hard for you to go, even Vinicius Junior, that's now a world-class player in Madrid. When he was signed, when he came to Madrid, he was so bad. Because these players need time. So Estevao is not the kind of player that you are expecting to come in and elevate the level of the team. He's a small boy. He's supposed to, ease his way through, build his confidence without the team relying on him. So if it gets to a level that you are relying on a 16, 17-year-old boy from Brazil, which I feel is still getting, like, trying to get in tune with life in Europe. This is not Lamine Yamal. Yamal is a Spanish man. He has spent all his life in Barcelona, so he's used to this. But this boy is just coming in from Brazil. You don't expect him to come in to a premier, like to the Premier League, a very physical league, and then just take it by. No, it's that's
So,
that is
okay,
another,
hold on.
like.
Wait, give. So before you jump in there, right? I wanted to start this show by talking about the Champions League, but obviously we spent 12, 13 minutes already on Chelsea. So how about we just stick to the Premier League and then end the show with the Champions League? So let's look forward to the game tomorrow, Man City versus Arsenal. Do you think that if Arsenal lose that game tomorrow, the title race for them is over?
Okay, yes, definitely. Because if you have watched Arsenal's recent games, even in the Champions League, look at Sporting. Arsenal did not play anything. They merely qualified
Yeah.
for the semi-final. They went to Sporting and it was a 9 minute goal by Havertz towards the end of the match that got them one goal. So everybody expected that at the Emirates, Arsenal will whitewash Sporting. But you saw that nothing happened. If you watch that match, the most boring match I've ever watched. Because after watching the main match of the night, I had to like go check out that match. It was so boring that if someone talks to you about the match, you get angry. So their confidence level has dropped a lot. You see them bottling um from quadruple. Now they are struggling to win one trophy. So that before the Man City match in the Carabao Cup final, I said something. I said that match might make or mar Arsenal season, because if they win it, their confidence will skyrocket and
Yeah,
might just open ways for them to win some other trophies, maybe one or two more. But if they lose that match,
the
it's
deal.
going to demoralize them totally. And we have seen that losing that match, it was not only losing it was the manner in which they lost that match. They lost that match. The match
You
was
hold
so
that thought, right?
Yeah.
All right, I hold that thought. And Aubrey, let me ask you this, right? Who needs this win most? Is it Arsenal who are trying to hang on to their title lead and win the league, or is it Man City who are, who know that if they win this game tomorrow, they stand a better chance at, at overtaking Arsenal? So who win? So who needs this win the most?
Okay, is a title decider. So both teams need the game.
Yeah.
That is this thing. But if we're going by the trajectory of the Premier League table, Arsenal are 6 points ahead, and then I think City have a game in hand. And then if they win the double decker tomorrow, they're down to 3 points. And if they win their game in hand, they're level on points. And the difference will be goal difference.
Difference, yeah.
So two teams need to win. But judging, if I was an Arsenal supporter, I will actually prefer not to lose. You get what I mean? I would prefer not to lose. If I don't win, then I get a draw at the Etihad. And Mikel Arteta have shown time and time again that how he sets up for this kind of games. So you expect him to be cautious. I expect him to be cautious because he is a cautious manager, judging from his recent decent tactics. Understand? These guys, they are on the brink, or they are fighting for the first Premier League title in over 24 years. So it's normal for that naviness to come into place. And I know we can say about the Champions League game against Sporting, it was this, it was that, but they are in the semi-final. And at the end of the day, that's what matters. They actually got the job done. They will be there against Atletico Madrid. And, there are two sides that Arsenal can actually win. So, and then before you know it, they're in the Champions League final. Final is a one-off game. But do Arsenal have a clear DNA? Or do Arsenal in recent years, have they shown that they are able to get over the line? No, they haven't. Will they show this season that they can get over? Have they shown in recent matches that they can get over the line? No, they haven't. They have been very, they have shown signs of fatigue, signs of mental and physical fatigue. So if the game tomorrow, if City win, as I feel they will win, because I feel like City is going to win tomorrow. That's my own personal thing. But if City win tomorrow, Arsenal will definitely bottle the league. Yes, because if City win tomorrow, Arsenal will drop further point.
Gift is itching to say something.
Yes, from your question, I'll say that Arsenal needs this victory more than anything. City does not have anything to lose. After all, by January, nobody expected City to be competing for the league title. Everybody gave the league to Arsenal. So Arsenal needs this victory much more than Manchester City. Because as you said, they've not won the league for over 24 years. Being on the brink of winning it is already too
So too
expectant
much
for them.
pressure for them, yeah?
Yes, so they need this victory. City has already won a trophy this season, on the verge of winning another one. As I feel they will win the FA Cup because they're going to play Southampton and maybe meet Chelsea in the final. So they don't have anything to lose. Arsenal has everything to lose. They need to win that match. It's like a final, it's like a do or die for Arsenal.
Yeah.
So they need that victory more than Manchester City. That's what I think.
I think I agree with that, and that's what makes it for an interesting watch. I mean, I'm going to be watching that game keenly and just enjoying myself. I'm not going to be in neutral. I'm going to be so for City because I don't want Arsenal to win the league for obvious reasons.
But why? You are a United fan, and your crossroad rival City. You're supporting them to win yet another title. They are
Yes, the
closing
tell
in
you
on
why,
the 13
right?
Premier League titles.
Let me tell you why, right? Because they haven't won as many titles as we have. We've sort of accepted that they are in a better state than we are now.
How many Premier League titles? If City win this league title, how many titles have they won in total?
I have to check that online. I don't know off the top of my head.
Now, Pep Guardiola
tell me.
he has done 4. So and then City won. I think City have won almost close to seven to eight Premier League titles. If I'm not getting it
Do you
right,
mean no?
should,
So do you mean the modern,
yeah,
the Premier League itself, or
Premier League,
or
yeah.
no?
I think City have won four plus, one with Pellegrini, one with Mancini, and then they've won how many with Pep Guardiola? Four on the bounce and one there. That's five. So they've won seven in recent, at least
But
in
Man
recent
United have won
years.
20. So what are you talking about?
No, I'm talking about Premier League. United have won just 13 Premier League titles.
But keep in mind, what year did the Premier League itself start?
1992. I'm talking
Exactly.
about
So
from
how many years
1992.
has there been? Yeah,
So if
my
City
point is this,
win,
right?
I'm just saying, if City win this year, there are 8 Premier League titles in 8 and 13. You have just how many? 3. I mean
Get
five.
that.
Sorry.
Listen, right?
So these guys are closing in,
So listen, I
and you're
get
not
that, right?
worried. You're
But
worried about Arsenal.
wait, hang on. So City haven't got that many fans to start with. Arsenal fans, you know how they are. Even in our football club, even in our grassroots football club, the Arsenal fans, they are like a thorn in our flesh. We don't want them to win this league, and then they'll just keep on, like yapping up and down. so,
Personally,
Personally,
Arsenal is a London club, and they are my close city
yeah,
rivals.
yeah.
So that's why just for that superiority, say, oh, who is the king of London? It's Chelsea. So all those kind of local like rivalry, but then I would never, choose my local rival to win a trophy.
Wait, but listen, right? Manchester is red. Everybody knows that Manchester is red. So City are doing well now. Like the last few years. But come on, the City is red. Everybody knows that. Anyway, do you want
on
to say
the
something
other
about
hand,
that?
you can say that the title is coming to Manchester, whether it's to City or to United. So you should appreciate the fact that it's going to go to London. So if you are saying, okay, London has more trophies than
No,
Manchester,
no, no. If any title is coming to London, if it's not coming to Chelsea, if it's not coming to Stamford Bridge, then I'm
You
not
don't
with
want
it.
it. All right,
or even
all right, guys. Let's move on. So, should we talk about the Champions League? I mean, let's look back at the quarterfinal games. Like just very quickly, and then go on to the semi-finals. So obviously, you remember. So Gift has talked about the Arsenal and Sporting game so that ended 1-0 on aggregate. I mean, after playing 180 minutes, just a goal. Anyway, but Bayern Munich and Real Madrid. I mean, that was the firecracker of the fixtures. I mean, it ended 6-4 on aggregate. I didn't watch that game, but I made sure that I caught up on the highlights. Atletico Madrid beat Barcelona. So, Gift, you weren't in the last podcast that we did. We talked about this, right? And we said that it wouldn't be a shocker if Atletico beats Barcelona. And that's exactly what happened, you see. And then, of course, Paris Saint-Germain, they walked through Liverpool as expected. I mean, I didn't expect any magic. It was 4-0 on aggregate, right? I mean, so which of these games stood out to you? Obviously, it's going to be the Bayern and Madrid game, right?
yes, the Bayern and I watched the second match they played at the Allianz Arena. Before that match, I didn't give Real Madrid any chance at all because these people came to your home and beat you. And with the recent performances of Real Madrid, I didn't give them any chance at all. But after that match, I had to give it up for Madrid because they fought till the last minute. I didn't even believe that Real Madrid were going to score two goals, not to talk of three or that. But if you watch that match, it was end to end. Everybody
Yeah,
was
it was, to be
yes,
fair. And
everybody
they
was
scored
on
in the
par
first
with each
minute.
other. Nothing like yes, from the first minute, and they gave us a run for our money. You coming out to watch a match and you got entertained. That was a
Yeah,
very big plus for that match. Now, in the Atletico Madrid match, I honestly think that Atletico did not have any reason to qualify for that semi-final. Yes, last season, Inter Milan struggled and beat Barcelona, only to end up losing how many 4 or 5-0 in the final. Why qualifying for a final that you know you will not win? I'll give you another example. Atletico Madrid also knocked Barcelona out of the Copa del Rey. And the final of that Copa del Rey was played today. It just ended a few minutes ago. And
Who
Atletico,
won that?
they have lost on penalties to Real Sociedad. Can you tell me that Barcelona will get to that final and Real Sociedad will beat Barcelona? It does not work. So why qualifying for final you will not win? Atletico cannot win the Champions League. But I know that if Barcelona gets there, they might have a chance. It's possible. But it's not possible. If they meet Madrid from now till next year, Madrid will still knock them out. Madrid has their antidote. Anytime they meet Real Madrid in any knockout, especially in the Champions League, is walkover. Are they going to beat Bayern Munich? Are they going to beat? I don't even see them beating Arsenal, even with Arsenal. So why
You
qualify
know
when
what?
you don't have a chance?
And you know what, right? Your gift, right? I mean, I kind of agree with what you're saying because I was kind of hoping that Barcelona would beat Atletico because I know that if Barcelona play Arsenal in the semi-finals, it's going to be a cracker of a game, and I do not think that Arsenal have what it takes to get through Barcelona. But now that they're going to play Atletico in the semi-finals, I already see Arsenal in the finals.
They are favorites as it stands because Atletico, they know how they only know how to play against Barcelona. Yes. So they
Sorry.
will just once they hold their defense, they know they will just do counter attack and they win. But when push comes to shove, oh yeah, beat Real Madrid, beat today. As we were talking, they just lost the final Copa del Rey. They've not won it in over 5 years or more, almost 10 years. Today is your chance. Oh yeah, win this. Real Sociedad won this trophy about 3 years ago, 4 years ago. Atletico has not won it
Gift.
in a long time. Today is your
Gift in their defense, but gift in their defense, it's just 4 or 5 days after a very big like Champions League game. So maybe fatigue an issue. And anyway, Aubrey,
Okay, I think Gift is speaking like a very he's speaking like a very hot Barcelona fan.
she is
Like, are you
Barcelona
expecting
fans
like
con.
Atletico Madrid to just give you the tickets to like football trophies are not handed out. You have to fight for
They're
it.
not. They're
You
when,
not.
can't expect.
when the time comes for them to fight,
See,
they
to
will
be
not
honest
fight.
with you, Barcelona. I think last time I told you like when we were having this our last podcast about the Champions League quarterfinal, I said if I was a Barcelona fan, hmm, when I'm playing like I'm playing against a team that are compact and they know how to play on the transition, I'll always be worried. Hmm? Barcelona, and with the like Hansi Flick, new high line, they are very easy to play against. I said this earlier. Against Chelsea earlier this season, we all saw it. Very easy to play against. Hmm? They are very easy. For whatever reason, they always they have a way they play against Real Madrid because Real Madrid don't do one-on-one pressing. Their front line, Mbappe and Vinicius, they don't press. But once Barcelona play against a big team that know how to press,
Yeah.
it's always a problem. When you're going physical, like you're going man to man with them, it's always hard for them to win. So I would even say, it would have been even more a more easier game if Barcelona play against Arsenal. Because Arsenal, if you want to go physical with Arsenal, they can sit deep and then play you on the counter. Just one ball over the top takes Barcelona out. Just one ball over the top. Hmm? This is not me trying to criticize like Hansi Flick. He has come into a team, the kind of players available to him suit this particular style because at least he has shown it by winning the La Liga last season and he is on course to win another La Liga this season. But that particular tactics is not favorable to go all the way in the Champions League.
Can you guys give me predictions for the Arsenal Atletico fixture? Who
This
gets to
is
the
a
final?
true is a derby of haram football. Like it's an haram derby, and it's about who turns up. But I think one thing Atletico Madrid have added to their game this season, maybe because they have signed some good attacking players now. They have
Like
Julian
Lookman.
Alvarez, very like, for me, one of my typical, like, if I want to say this is my kind of nine, I would all like look at like Julian Alvarez. They have Lookman now, which like is very good attacking. So they have a good attacking option now. But remember that Arsenal beat them in the league phase. Mm?
Was
Yeah, I think 4-0 or so. But this is a different Arsenal. I think this Arsenal, they look more fragile, more fatigued, and it depends on the approach. But I feel like just the same way I thought about, the Barca and Atletico Madrid game, where I feel like any team can win. I also feel like in this particular encounter, anything can win. But I'm giving it to Arsenal to actually, like, over 2 legs. I'm giving it to Arsenal.
Gift, your prediction.
well, judging from the way the both teams have been playing, we already know Simeone and his, compact low block system. And then Arsenal of this season, this has not been Arsenal's pattern right from time. Arsenal plays a free-flowing and fair football, but this season somehow they have started playing low blocks. So two teams that play low blocks, I see the game going into penalty.
Yeah.
I
Yeah, it's
see game,
actually a very close call because,
Fair enough.
yeah,
and you know
Okay.
when the games go into penalties, it depends on who wants it more, and
Actually, it doesn't depend on who wants it more. It just
on
depends
luck.
on who is a better sport kick taker, really.
Well, if you can be a good spot kick taker and the goalkeeper decides to make the right call and it goes
Fair
on,
enough.
spot kicks are just, I feel they are luck. You
Isn't
cannot
it?
yeah.
do you know what? I'm going to say something about this game. I feel like if Arsenal lose tomorrow, I think Arsenal's season, I don't know, it's just all wrapped after everything, after everything they've done over
From
the
behind.
last couple of months. It's all
I'm so
just
sorry for them.
wrapped into, this one defining game. And it's bad. It's not a good look at all. Where they've allowed it to drag on, and then now this game has been wrapped into this all decider, and Arsenal haven't really been able to get through deciders in the last couple of years. So this game tomorrow actually like has a whole lot to do with their season, even in their Champions League progression.
Agree.
It has a whole
I
lot.
agree.
If they lose tomorrow, it affects them even in the Champions League.
Basically,
Confidence.
they're under a lot of pressure, right?
Yeah. So I think it may get to a point where Arteta may ask himself, do I need the league? I mean, do I need the league more or the Champions League? Yes.
I think he needs the league more.
Should I just focus on the league and get over the line rather than, trying to get to two things? Because at the end of the day, you have, you have players available to you. You're looking at these players are looking at you. You are like, in the dressing room, you were like, sometimes it gets to a point where even the coach is actually mentally exhausted. So if it gets to that, if they come out of this game tomorrow and they lose, there may be, kind of like a focus change in the Arsenal dressing room. Let's fight. Let's put everything together for the league. Let's
Okay,
get over
right.
the line because we have a chance.
Wait, let me jump in there, right? I think it will be too late to do that after tomorrow's game if they lose. If they need to prioritize, then they should be prioritizing like right now and deciding that, you know what, let's go in tomorrow and put everything
It's
and
an
not
all
allow
decider
City
game. It's an
beat
all
us.
decider.
Exactly.
It's like the way Arsenal, the way the results were going for them, like in the like, and it's hard for you to sit back and say, the way Arsenal were going and how like inconsistent City were during the
Let me tell you
course
something, right?
of the league. You're like,
I always know that.
Arsenal are just going to walk the league, and
Hang
now
on, let me say this
it
right.
gets down to this.
Let me say this right. You cannot win the league by scoring corner kicks all day. You can't. Shots fired.
Well,
Yeah,
you can't win the league by scoring corner kicks. Come on, that's all that's all they do.
now just same thing you said about Atletico, right? That maybe fatigue. Arsenal also played in the Champions League, and City had all week rest.
Yeah.
It could
Yeah.
also play a part.
Mm.
So City are all geared up for this match, and I think it's at the Etihad, right? Yes, it's at the
Yeah.
It's
Etihad. And Arsenal are just coming from. They could have gone to extra time in that match. They went toe to toe with Sporting, and it was really exhausting. So, and
okay.
they are coming in fresh, and they might just demoralize them the more.
So shall we look at the other fixture then? It's it's PSG versus Bayern Munich. I think Bayern Munich will have an easy day, or or easy days, and get to the finals. What do you guys think?
Okay, that's general. That's what it is on paper. Yes, Bayern Munich should beat. If you watch the match against Real Madrid, the second leg, you might not say that again because Madrid were just pushovers before the match. But when it came to the match, they came to show that this was not a baby boys movement. So
Mhm.
now there's something about this PSG team, and I'm going to pinpoint somebody, Usman Dembele. Last season, by January, Usman Dembele was not among the first 20 in the Ballon d'Or ranking, and he just picked form at the right time, February, and finished the season on a high. And what happened? He had the Ballon d'Or. Now, go and look at his record in April. Usman Dembele has found that same cheat code and is leading PSG to the right direction. He scored the 2 goals against Liverpool the other day. And you cannot bet against him scoring against Bayern. You cannot say, and you see them coming up. Luis Enrique is a very experienced coach, more experienced than Company. He could do something. Although I want Bayern Munich to win, but it's not going to be an easy match. In PSG's matches, I think Desiree Due and Nuno Mendes they got subbed off with injuries. So I think those
Mm.
two, if they remain injured till when they play, it might affect them because Nuno Mendes, as we all know, is the best left back in the world as of now. Desiree Due is one of the best players in the world as of now. So a team missing these two, Dembele has been inconsistent up until this April. And from now, he has started firing on all cylinders. In the first leg, I think he scored 1 goal. In the second leg, he scored the 2 goals. And
Enough.
their league is trying to protect them from fatigue. If they have a crucial Champions League match, they give them a rest over the weekend. Of which in Germany they cannot do that in the Bundesliga. They cannot
Premier
do
League.
that.
Yeah.
So PSG has every chance to beat Bayern, Munich, but I want
Okay.
Bayern, and I feel
Aubrey. Okay, I think we are running out of time. So just 5 minutes we have left. But Aubrey, your take on the PSG Bayern match?
Yeah, the PSG Bayern game is not an easy game, both on paper or in reality. It's a very, is a top, is a for me, is a final before the final because I feel like it's actually like like anybody that wins from that tie wins the Champions League, and like I think last time I tip Bayern Munich to win the UCL this season,
You
and
did.
I actually also said that even as much as that, Madrid is not a team in the Champions League for like regardless of form, whatever it is that you want to project. Madrid is never an easy fixture in the Champions League, and they actually
Bayern, you
showed
mean?
it.
No.
Hmm?
Okay. You're talking about the
Yeah,
last game. Yeah.
I'm just going back, and they actually showed it, and then Bayern Munich, they held on, and then they proceeded through. So PSG is a different case entirely. Hmm? PSG is a different case entirely. PSG is a team that are able to hold on to the ball, have position, make you suffer a little bit. Madrid are more kind of like direct football. They're actually going to hit you, go long, Vinicius, Mbappe, but PSG is a different game. Mm? Bayern Munich, the way they play, they hold on to the position, make positional switches, and then Harry Kane drops deep. Diaz, like overlaps. Now they are coming up against a team that also has a very flexible and fluid, like positional play.
Yeah.
So
Plus PSG are the defending champions anyway, so
yeah,
you
so
can't even
it's
write
not
them
going
off.
to be anything easy. It's going to be like you shouldn't miss that game for anything. That is the kind of games that we should be watching because right now I think this current era of football are filled up with teams that play satanic football. They just want to
Hispanic football.
But if you see any fixture right now that PSG up against Bayern Munich, these are the games you should watch. PSG up against Barcelona, these are the games you should watch. Hmm?
Yeah, absolutely,
So
I agree.
this because right now, to get good fixtures in football is hard to come by. Just imagine what Man United and Chelsea just played. It was an eyesore. Yeah, so to
Where did
get
I?
quality games now are very hard.
You're
So
right.
we should, as football lovers, should be like let's hold this kind of fixtures to heart because it's hard to come by. It's hard to come
Absolutely.
by.
And the dates for the games, I think it's the 28th and 29th of April. And I'm just checking that up here. So, yes. And the finals is on the 5th of May. All right. We've got like 2 minutes left. Gives, do you have anything to add? Or should we just end the show now?
Well, I hope Arsenal bottles the league. That's the only thing I want to hear. Because any day, anytime, any day, I support Guardiola and I support Manchester City. Unless Guardiola leaves, then I can support Arsenal. But as it stands, I don't see Arsenal beating um, Manchester City in that game tomorrow.
Fair enough. Do you have any final thoughts before we end the show? I'll tell you what, let's do this after the Champions League rounds. So the first leg, and we can see like where we are halfway through. Okay, but Aubrey, final thoughts, and then we can end the show.
Well, the game tomorrow, a title decider. It is a game as a neutral, where you just have to, sit down, have a drink, and then watch, like Arsenal approach this kind of games. I think sometimes it's always a funny watch when you're watching Arsenal approach a decider game where they're navy. You can see the how like the tension in the players' faces. You could see how it's always funny to me as a Chelsea fan because
Just don't have what it takes to get through
so
tough
it's going to
moments.
be another day where you just have to. But hopefully, actually, for the love of football, I want them to win the league. I want Arsenal to win the league.
For
But
the
Maybe
love,
for something different to happen, right? Yeah,
yeah,
to be fair.
it's just how how they will turn up tomorrow. I
Yeah.
actually like envision them, turning up, Declan Rice is, kind of like trying to pull the other players, doing all that. 5 minutes into the
Think
game.
right.
check
I think whoever scores the
Check
first
is
goal.
listening to you. Say
That,
Ryan Check is listening to what he's saying. Ryan Check is.
Yeah. So
yeah,
yeah,
I think so. So I think whoever scores the first goal, right, goes up in confidence because if City should get the first goal, they are playing at home and they know that Arsenal are always going to be so nervy. And then if they get the first goal, then they are one step forward. And if
yeah,
Arsenal
you
should
just
get
you
the
just
first goal,
picturing it. They will pass to Raya. Raya will hold on to it, and he's trying to clear the ball, and then he passes it to Haaland. Haaland scores a free goal.
right, guys. Right, guys, we've come to the end of the show. I hope
Yeah.
you've enjoyed this show. Please like, share, and subscribe. Until the next episode, take care of yourselves and each other.
Ciao.